Hey, horror fans! Once again, it is me, the horror miser, Monty G. Yes, time to continuing the 31 Days of Horror. This time, we're trying to review the sequel to the surprise horror hit from 2022, Smile. Yes, it is Smile 2. Yes.
Y'all ready for this?
Hey, horror fans! Once again, it is me, the horror miser, Monty. Now, Smile 2 is a 2024 American psychological supernatural horror film that was written and directed by Parker Finn. Now, the film stars Naomi Scott, Rosemarie DeWitt, Dylan Galua, Miles Gutierrez Riley, Peter Jacobson, and Kyle Gallner. Now, in this film, about to embark on a world tour, pop global sensation Sky Riley begins experiencing increasingly terrifying and inexplicable events. Overwhelmed by the escalating horrors and the pressures of fame, Sky is forced to face her dark past. Oh, poor Sky. Now, horror fans, when the psychological horror film Smile was released back in theaters in 2022, no one knew this would become one of the more successful horror films of the year. I mean, I know I enjoyed it. It was very great. Sosie Bacon was great in the role, and we got introduced to a new, very crazy and very ugly looking demon. Written and directed by American filmmaker Parker Finn and based upon his short film Laura Hasn't Slept, the movie involves a therapist named Rose who, after witnessing a patient kill themselves by smiling, begins to experience audio and visual hallucinations of people smiling at her. Rose and her ex-boyfriend Joel learn about a curse where people are infected by witnessing a person who kills themselves while smiling, passing the curse on to that person. Now, as I stated before, it was a very effective horror film with some great acting from Sosie Bacon, some nice jump scares, and it introduced the Smile Demon, what they call it, the Smile Entity, to horror fans. That entity looks very much like a certain monster in Resident Evil Village. That's what it reminds me of. Now, the movie received positive reviews from critics and horror fans alike. I myself really did enjoy the film. I believe it made my top 10 list back in 2022. And the film made over $217 million at the box office on just a budget of $17 million. So obviously, it was no surprise that Paramount Pictures would greenlight a sequel. So here we are 2 years later. Once again, written and directed by Parker Finn, we have Smile 2. Now, after a very wild and terrifying opening that takes place a week after the events from the first film, we're introduced to Sky Riley. She is a Grammy winning global pop star is preparing for a world tour following a highly publicized struggle with drugs and a car accident that killed her boyfriend, Paul Hudson. Yeah, she's kind of, I guess you can say, Taylor Swift esque pop star in this film, and she's about to do something like a Eras tour, like we see Taylor Swift is going on right now. So, somewhat similar to what we see in this film. Now, after sneaking out to get some Vatican for her back pain, she witnesses her high school friend Louis Frigoli kill himself by smashing his face with a weight plate while smiling. We know what's happening now. Now infected with the curse of the smile demon, we get to see Sky's descent into madness, and it's only a matter of time before Sky must decide if she's going to make the ultimate sacrifice to rid herself of the curse of the smile demon. So, once again, Parker and his team have done a great job with this particular film. Not only do we have the great atmosphere in this film, there are some nice ways how he films this particular film. One of the great things I think he does, he loves playing the audience with this film, as we never know when the scare is going to come from or when it's going to happen. I mean, that's what made the first film so effective. He does the same thing here, and it still works. I mean, there are a lot of scenes that has an opening where you see something weird, where you can see something weird and crazy that can happen. You see Sky is off on the left or the right, and then we got this huge opening behind her, and we're just waiting for something to happen, but it doesn't. It keeps the audience guessing, which is great for creating tension and suspense that the movie that you need like this. I mean, that's one part is like you see Sky, she's either talking on the phone or she's doing something, and we see this wide open space right there. We're waiting for something to happen, but nothing happens. She turns around, does something, and next thing you know, she looks at something and bang! There's a jump scare. That's great filming right there. No, I really like the fact that Parker once again lets the actors do their own smile and not use the CGI smiles that we saw in the 2018 film Truth or Dare. I really did not like that. Didn't make the smiles unbelievable. I mean, here the smiles here are more menacing and evil, making Sky's reaction to them more believable because you want to make sure that the people are actually smiling on their own, and the way they look and grin, it looks like, oh man, it's evil looking, it's terrible, it's terrifying, making Sky's reaction to them more believable. Another thing I liked about this film, because while the first film deals with issues of Rose's terrible childhood and the abuse she suffered and her own mental illness, this film deals with Sky's self-destruction with substance abuse and the pressures of fame. I mean, we get to see flashbacks of the struggle Sky went through, along with what really happened between her and Paul, and of course the nightmare Sky has about the accident. I thought Parker did a great job in showing that particular aspect about Sky's behavior. And like we saw in the first film with Rose's behavior, everyone was talking about maybe Rose is once again going to have another breakdown like she had prior to the events happening in the film. We see that same thing with Sky, but it's a different aspect. You know, Sky has also suffering from hair pulling. I mean, Parker does a good job in showing the enormous pressure that a pop star like Sky must go through, such as having a mother being your manager. We get to see that dramatic play out, trying to regain the friendship Sky has with her BFF Gemma, and now having to deal with the curse of the Smile Demon. Now, British actress Naomi Scott, who played Princess Jasmine in the live action Disney film Aladdin, I mean, she does a great job. She's wonderful as Sky Riley. I mean, she gives Sky the right amount of frustration, fear, anger, and being scared out of her mind as we get to see her descent into madness, no thanks to the Sky Demon. Now, there are some great practical effects, just like we saw in the first film, and again, Parker doesn't rely on cheap jump scares as he makes sure the film relies more on Naomi's reaction on what's happening to and around her, other than just having jump scare here, jump scare here, jump scare here. Like I said before, when we get a jump scare, we never know when it's coming, and when it does, we're not prepared for it. And I thought that was very good. Another thing I really liked about the film, there is a moment in the film where Sky is in her apartment. I'm not going to say anything else, but you've probably seen it in the trailers. I thought that was really great. I liked how that happened. Again, the people that are smiling did a fantastic job because they all look evil and look like they're going to do some terrible things to her, and they eventually do. But I thought that was a great way how they filmed that scene. Now, I'm sure most horror fans will be talking about what happens in the third act, and I must give Parker credit because I didn't see that one coming, and it kind of stands out more when the film ends. Now, I'm not going to reveal what happens in the third act. For those who saw the film, I'm pretty sure some people are saying, "What the hell just happened?" But when you figure it out, just like I figured it out, and I say, "Ooh, now I like that. That was good." Kind of gives a one up for what happened in the end of the first film. And I thought that way how this second film ends, I said, wow, that's pretty good. I really like how he did that because I did not see that one coming. Now, while not the best horror film I've seen so far this year, for me, it's still a very good sequel. I thought it was just as good, a little bit better than the first one. We get some great acting from Naomi Scott, just like we got great acting from Sosie Bacon. Once again, some decent jump scares and an ending that I did not see coming. So once again, Parker Finn does a great job. So I'm going to give Smile 2 3 out of my 5 bloody gold coins. Like I said, while not the best horror film I've seen so far this year, but this is a very great sequel. I thought it was a great follow up on the first one. It's just as good, a little bit better than the first one, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people have their own opinions when it comes to that third act. So there you have it, horror fans. That is my review and video of Smile 2. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, like, and share. It really helps out with that YouTube algorithm. Have you seen Smile 2? What you thought about it? Please leave your comments in the comment section below and tell you what you thought about the film. Also, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. That way we notify anytime when I put a new video such as this one. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Money G. And always remember that horror rules. And I see you in my next video. That guy, stay safe out there. Bye.